In an exciting initiative aimed at nurturing the next generation of artistic talent, the New York Times has opened applications for its illustration portfolio review, inviting illustrators from around the globe to showcase their work. With a submission deadline set for June 1, 2025, this opportunity presents a valuable platform for artists to engage directly with seasoned art directors from the prestigious publication. The review process will select 80 illustrators to receive personalized feedback from the New York Times art directors, who will guide them through individual portfolio critiques. This initiative not only offers illustrators a chance to refine their craft but also aims to bolster their visibility within the competitive art landscape. As applicants prepare their submissions, they are required to provide basic personal information and a link to a portfolio featuring at least 5 examples of their work, whether through a personal website, Instagram profile, or Google Drive. The scope of the illustrations considered is broad, encompassing various forms including photo illustration, comics, graphic narratives, animation, and other creative uses of time-based media. Interestingly, the New York Times has made it clear that they will not accept any work generated through artificial intelligence, emphasizing their commitment to authentic and original artistry. This decision reflects a growing concern about the implications of AI in creative industries, as many artists strive to maintain the integrity of their work in an era increasingly influenced by technology. Candidates whose portfolios are selected will be contacted in August, and the reviews will unfold virtually in early fall. The anticipation surrounding the event underscores its significance, especially for emerging artists eager to make their mark in a challenging industry. However, it's important to note that due to the expected volume of submissions, only those selected for the review will receive communication, leaving many hopeful applicants in suspense. This initiative arrives at a time when the art world is grappling with rapid technological advancements and shifting cultural landscapes. With the rise of digital platforms and social media, the way illustrators connect with audiences has transformed dramatically, often blurring the lines between traditional and contemporary art forms. The New York Times Illustration Portfolio Review seeks to not only support artists in navigating these changes but also to foster a community that values and promotes diverse artistic expressions. As the deadline approaches, the excitement and competition for this unique opportunity are sure to intensify. The event promises to be a pivotal moment for many illustrators, providing them with essential insights and connections that could propel their careers forward. Looking ahead, it will be fascinating to witness how this review shapes the future of illustration and the broader art community, especially as the industry continues to evolve in the face of new challenges and opportunities. In an era marked by rapid technological evolution and shifting workplace dynamics, significant transitions are unfolding that reshape how we communicate and collaborate. Recent reports indicate a noteworthy decline in the popularity of traditional email communications, with tech mogul Elon Musk's impending departure from his role at a prominent social media platform amplifying this trend. Concurrently, concerns have emerged regarding the emotional well-being of employees affected by enforced return-to-office policies, while allegations surrounding the use of privacy-focused messaging applications continue to surface, further complicating the landscape of workplace communication. The evolution away from email, particularly the once popular 5 things summary emails, can be largely attributed to the rise of instant messaging and collaboration tools that prioritize real-time interaction over asynchronous communication. As organizations increasingly adopt platforms like Slack and Microsoft Teams, the need for lengthy email threads diminishes. This shift reflects a broader cultural change towards more immediate and less formal communication styles, which many professionals find more conducive to today's fast-paced work environment. As Musk prepares to exit his leadership role, industry observers speculate that his departure may catalyze further shifts in communication strategies within tech companies. The medium is changing as leaders recognize the limitations of traditional email, noted a tech analyst familiar with current trends. Furthermore, the return-to-office policies being reinstated by numerous companies have ignited a wave of dissatisfaction among employees. Many workers feel marginalized by mandates that overlook their preferences for hybrid or remote work arrangements. This sentiment is particularly pronounced among those who thrived in flexible work settings during the pandemic. A recent survey highlighted that over 60% of employees expressed feeling undervalued as organizations push for a full return to the office. The push to get everyone back in the office is leaving many feeling alienated and disconnected, commented an HR specialist. This growing divide has sparked discussions about the future of workplace culture and the importance of accommodating diverse employee needs. In a separate yet equally concerning development, allegations surrounding the Hegseth team and their use of the Signal app have surfaced, raising questions about the intersection of privacy and accountability in corporate communication. The Signal app, celebrated for its emphasis on secure messaging, is now under scrutiny amid claims that it has been misused to facilitate unprofessional communication among team members. These ongoing allegations underline the complex relationship between privacy tools and workplace ethics, suggesting that while such applications offer enhanced security, they may inadvertently foster environments where inappropriate conduct can thrive without oversight. The implications of using privacy-centric apps in a corporate context are significant. They can create a false sense of security, warned a cybersecurity expert. As these narratives unfold, the tech landscape stands at a crossroads with the potential for substantial implications for how businesses communicate both internally and externally. The diminishing reliance on email, the challenge of managing employee sentiments regarding office returns, and the controversies surrounding messaging applications are all part of a larger dialogue about the future of work. As employers and employees navigate this evolving terrain, it remains to be seen how these trends will influence corporate policies and culture in the months and years to come. The technology sector continues to adapt, reflecting broader societal shifts that prioritize agility, transparency, and employee well-being in a rapidly changing world. In a significant moment for the Catholic Church, the passing of Pope Francis at the age of 88 has prompted a wave of reflection and analysis regarding the future direction of the Church, particularly in the United States. Known for his advocacy for economic and social justice, Pope Francis's death has left a vacuum that conservative factions within the Church are eager to fill. As the Church enters this new era, a pronounced push towards more traditional and conservative values is emerging, stirring both excitement and concern among the faithful and observers alike. In the wake of Pope Francis's death, which was met with an outpouring of tributes globally, U.S. conservatives within the Church are seizing the opportunity to steer its doctrine and policies to the right. This shift is reflective of broader trends in American society, where polarization is increasingly evident. Some conservative leaders have articulated their vision for a church that aligns more closely with traditional Catholic teachings, particularly on issues such as abortion, same-sex marriage, and the role of women in the Church. This is a moment for us to reaffirm our commitment to the teachings of the Church as they have been understood historically, stated Cardinal Timothy Dolan of New York, emphasizing a return to foundational principles. While this conservative resurgence seeks to reinforce traditional values, it also raises questions about the Church's ability to attract younger generations, who may be more inclined towards progressive social issues. Surveys indicate a growing divide among Catholics, with younger believers often supporting more inclusive policies. This divide could pose challenges for the Church's leadership as they navigate the expectations of a diverse congregation. The potential for a schism within the Church looms large as differing interpretations of doctrine gain prominence. Concurrently, the financial landscape is shifting dramatically, particularly with the increasing interest in cryptocurrency. Major financial institutions that once viewed digital currencies with skepticism are beginning to explore their potential. A recent report highlighted how cryptocurrency is knocking on the door of the banking world, which has historically shut it out. The change is catalyzed by a broader acceptance of digital assets among investors and a push for innovative financial solutions in an increasingly digital economy. The traditional banking sector must adapt or risk becoming obsolete, said a financial analyst from a leading investment firm, underscoring the urgency for banks to integrate digital currencies. This emerging trend is not just reshaping financial landscapes, it also intertwines with broader economic concerns as evidenced by the recent turbulence in stock markets. Following the news of Pope Francis's death, the Dow Jones Industrial Average experienced a drop of nearly 1,000 points, reflecting investor anxiety amid uncertainty. Analysts attribute this decline to multiple factors, including geopolitical tensions and inflationary pressures, which have been exacerbated by the recent developments in both the ecclesiastical and financial realms. As the Catholic Church grapples with its identity in a post-Francis era and as the financial world eyes the integration of cryptocurrencies, the coming months will be crucial for both institutions. The decisions made now could redefine the Church's role in societal issues and the banking sector's approach to innovation. Observers are keenly watching how these dynamics unfold as both the Church and financial institutions navigate the intricate balance of tradition and progress in a rapidly changing world. Future developments will undoubtedly shape not only the institutions themselves but also the broader societal landscape they influence. In an escalating tug-of-war between the United States and China, recent developments indicate a significant shift in China's investment strategy, particularly regarding U.S. private equity. As geopolitical tensions flare, Chinese state-backed funds are reportedly pulling back from new investments in U.S.-based private equity firms. This move comes in the wake of President Donald Trump's trade war, marked by a series of aggressive tariffs imposed on Chinese exports. According to multiple private equity executives familiar with the situation, state-backed funds have begun to withdraw from commitments to U.S. private equity firms. This retreat is not only notable for its scale but also for the strategic implications it holds for both nations. In recent weeks, the Chinese government has exerted pressure on these funds to reassess their investment strategies, with some funds even seeking to distance themselves from private equity investments that involve U.S. companies, even when facilitated by buyout groups based elsewhere. The timing of this withdrawal aligns with the recent imposition of tariffs by the U.S. government, which has announced tariffs as high as 145% on Chinese exports. In retaliation, China has implemented its own tariffs, reaching 125%. These aggressive trade policies are poised to significantly curtail trade between the two largest economies in the world, and the impact is already being felt across various sectors. Industry insiders have noted a marked change in the willingness of Chinese investors to commit to U.S. private equity. Executives have reported that some investors are even backing out of previously planned allocations. The China Investment Corporation (CIC), one of the country's largest state-backed funds, has been particularly prominent in this pullback, with reports suggesting a broader trend among other Chinese funds as well. Historically, Chinese sovereign wealth funds have invested billions into major U.S. private equity firms like Blackstone, TPG, and Carlyle Group. However, recent years have seen a slowdown in CIC's investments in the U.S. as the fund diversifies its portfolio through partnerships in countries like the UK, Saudi Arabia, and Japan. As this shift unfolds, other significant global investors, including pension funds from Canada and Europe, are also re-evaluating their commitments to U.S. private equity. The changing landscape has raised questions among global investors about the future of U.S.-China relations and the implications for private equity. There definitely are questions from global investors and clients about what's happening here, stated Jonathan Gray, president of Blackstone, during an earnings call. This sentiment reflects a broader uncertainty that has begun to permeate the investment community. As these geopolitical tensions continue to escalate, the ramifications for the private equity landscape could be profound. The withdrawal of Chinese investment could reshape the dynamics of the industry, which has seen significant growth fueled in part by foreign capital. The ongoing trade conflict, coupled with a potential re-evaluation of investment strategies by other international players, may lead to a more fragmented global investment environment. Looking ahead, the consequences of these developments are likely to extend beyond private equity, influencing broader economic relationships and trade policies. As both nations grapple with the impact of these tariffs and the shifting investment landscape, the future remains uncertain. Stakeholders will be closely monitoring how these dynamics evolve, particularly as both countries navigate the complexities of an increasingly interconnected global economy. A recent groundbreaking study has revealed a significant link between high blood pressure management and a reduced risk of dementia, providing fresh insights into the importance of cardiovascular health for brain longevity. The research involving nearly 34,000 participants indicates that effective interventions for hypertension can lower the risk of developing dementia by approximately 15%. This finding has been highlighted as a pivotal step in addressing a pressing global health issue, especially as the World Health Organization reported that 57 million people worldwide were living with dementia in 2021. The study, conducted by a team of researchers from China and the United States, emphasized the importance of proactive measures in combating dementia. Antihypertensive treatment can prevent dementia in patients with uncontrolled hypertension, stated Professor Jian Yi, co-author of the study from the University of Texas Southwestern Medical Center. Given the widespread prevalence of uncontrolled hypertension globally, he urged that this effective intervention should be broadly implemented to alleviate the looming burden of dementia across populations. Published in the journal Nature Medicine, the study involved participants aged 40 and older with uncontrolled hypertension from 326 villages in rural China. The researchers divided the villages into two groups. One received intensive blood pressure management, including tailored medications, health coaching, and lifestyle modification support. In contrast, the other group received standard care without additional resources. After 4 years, results showed that those in the intensive management group had a notably lower incidence of dementia and cognitive impairment compared to those receiving usual care. While the findings are promising, experts remain cautious. Professor Joanna Wardlaw of the University of Edinburgh, who was not involved in the study, noted that it is difficult to separate the effects of blood pressure control from lifestyle changes contributing to dementia risk reduction. She suggested further research with longer follow-up periods and diverse populations is crucial to fully understand the dynamics at play. The implications of this research extend far beyond individual health. They resonate in the broader context of aging populations worldwide. With projections indicating that dementia cases could skyrocket, the urgency of addressing cardiovascular risk factors becomes paramount. Professor Tara Spires-Jones, director of the Center for Discovery Brain Sciences at the University of Edinburgh, reinforced this sentiment, stating, "The research provides further strong evidence supporting the importance of managing blood pressure and other cardiovascular risks to protect the brain during aging." However, she also cautioned that managing high blood pressure is not a foolproof solution, as some individuals receiving treatment may still develop dementia. The study's conclusions underscore a growing recognition of the interconnectedness of cardiovascular health and cognitive function. As initiatives to promote heart health gain traction, the healthcare community must prioritize comprehensive strategies that address both physical and mental well-being. Looking ahead, the findings call for heightened public health efforts to implement effective hypertension management programs, especially in regions with limited access to healthcare resources. The pursuit of such strategies could not only mitigate the risk of dementia but also improve the overall quality of life for millions around the globe. In a troubling revelation for the Biden administration, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth has come under scrutiny for reportedly sharing sensitive military details in an encrypted group chat on Signal. This chat, which included family members and personal associates, raises significant concerns about adherence to security protocols within the Department of Defense. According to multiple sources familiar with the situation, Hegseth disclosed flight schedules for F/A-18 Hornets targeting Houthi militants in Yemen during a private chat on March 15. This chat included not only his wife Jennifer but also his brother Phil and personal lawyer Tim Parlator. The inclusion of individuals with no clear necessity for access to such operational specifics is particularly alarming, as it compromises the integrity of national security communications. The incident marks a continuation of controversies surrounding Hegseth's management and judgment since his confirmation in January 2025. The existence of this second signal chat titled Defense Team Huddle was previously unreported and was created by Hegseth before he took office. It initially served as a platform for administrative discussions but evolved into a vehicle for sharing critical military information, blurring the lines of appropriate communication. Notably, this disclosure follows a previous incident where Hegseth inadvertently shared similar operational details in another Signal group chat that mistakenly included Jeffrey Goldberg, the editor of The Atlantic. This group, established by National Security Advisor Mike Waltz, consisted of senior officials who had legitimate reasons to discuss ongoing military operations. In contrast, the participants in Hegseth's chat lacked such a mandate, raising questions about his judgment. Hegseth's actions have drawn criticism and calls for accountability from various lawmakers. Senator Tammy Duckworth, a combat veteran, indicated that Hegseth's continued presence in the position endangers U.S. troops, while Senator Jack Reed expressed concern over his apparent disregard for established military protocols. Despite these criticisms, the administration maintains that no classified information was shared, with White House spokeswoman Anna Kelly reiterating that the media's portrayal of the situation is unfounded. As the Pentagon's acting Inspector General Stephen Stebbins has announced a review of Hegseth's communications, the fallout from these revelations continues to unfold. This investigation will evaluate compliance with Department of Defense policies regarding the use of commercial messaging applications for official business. The outcome of this review could have significant implications for Hegseth's tenure and the broader operational security framework of the Pentagon. Compounding the controversy. Recent firings within Hegseth's inner circle, including two senior advisors accused of leaking unauthorized information, have exacerbated tensions within the Department of Defense. Current and former officials have indicated that further resignations may occur as the fallout from this incident continues to reverberate. As Hegseth's leadership remains under scrutiny, the implications of his decisions extend beyond personal accountability. They highlight a critical intersection between technology security and governance, prompting a re-evaluation of how sensitive information is communicated within the highest levels of U.S. military leadership. With military operations and national security at stake, the coming weeks will be pivotal in determining both Hegseth's future and the robustness of the protocols designed to protect U.S. interests.